Welcome to the table. So today we're going to talk about The Last Session. The Last Session is a brilliant graphic novel currently being published by Maverick. Maverick is an imprint of Mad Cave Studios. Originally, The Last Session came out as a 4-issue miniseries from Mad Cave Studios. It is written by Jasmine Walls and drawn by Dozerdraws. Fantastic book. The reason that I'm bringing it up is it just got a collected edition for Volume 1 that's coming out through Maverick, so you can grab it all in like one single form and get it and read it. I think it is the most authentic and honest representation of tabletop role-playing that I've ever seen. In comic form, in movie form, the kids playing in Stranger Things, all of it, right? From a litany of pop culture from then until now. I think other than just being at the table and rolling dice with your friends, The Last Session is incredibly heartwarming. It makes me very happy. It's a powerful book. What it does is the plot follows a group of friends that have been playing in this tabletop role-playing game. Dice and Death Traps is what it's called. It's an analog for D&D or Pathfinder or whatever. Dice and Death Traps. They've been playing in this game since high school, and it's Jay, Drew, Walter, Shin, and they are Lana, and they are sort of this party of friends. They start out as kind of virtual, it's strangers. They don't really know each other. They kind of come together, and they're like, hey, maybe we'll try this game out. It'll give us something to do. And then they form this friendship through playing this tabletop role-playing game. And I found in my life, spending hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands, if we're being really real, hours behind the screen as a storyteller. That's how I've made the majority of my friends in my life. It's been people who I didn't know, who were randomly at a comic shop that I played in the back of, or somebody was like, hey, this person wants to try out D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, White Wolf, Vampire the Masquerade, stuff like that. They want to try these games out. Maybe we can figure something out. Maybe they'll come to the table. And sort of for me, there's always this like trial period, right? Where you don't really know how you're going to connect with that new person at the table, because like how somebody is in person doesn't always translate to how they role play a character. And there's that sort of that figuring out period, right? Like that testing of boundaries, because it's important, I think, that everybody who's playing a game together, especially a tabletop role playing game where everybody's sort of invested and locked in, that you kind of all share that sort of same mentality. It's weird to have a party where one of them is like, I'm a Cenobaic, self-cutting, racist elf man, and I'm a god killer, blah, blah, blah. And you've got that guy, right? You got like God Killer McGee. And then you've got like, I'm a surfer monk, and these are my goofball friends, and we make kombucha in a bathtub. Like that party doesn't mesh with God Killer Man. I don't mesh with God Killer Man either. But like as an example, you don't know, like God Killer Man as a person seems really rad. And then when God Killer Man gets down at the table and sort of gets to live out his ideologies and fantasies and stuff as a player character, he kind of becomes this problematic rolling red flag. And you're like, nah, I'm good. We're cool. So it's important, right? When new people come to the table, that everybody vibes. And that's sort of the conceit of The Last Session. That's what makes it really rad for me, because as these characters have sort of played through high school into college, they're about to kind of all move in different directions in life. Lana is super stoked because at this point they're like 17th, 18th level, right? And they're finally going to complete the party's unfinished campaign, right? This original campaign they've been playing together. And the storyteller, Jay, I don't like Dungeon Master as a term. It's just a thing. I mean, I don't mind if other people use it. I'm not no judgment. The games don't all take place in dungeons, and I'm not the master of anything, so it just feels like a weird title for me to ever take on. But like storyteller, I think works. Weird aside, I know. Anyways, the storyteller Jay his partner Cassandra is going to join this group of players that have been playing forever, right? His friends. And Cassandra's really excited, and they're like, oh man, I've got a bunch of character ideas, and I'm not sure who I'm going to play. And Jay's like, oh, my friends are going to love you because they love me, and we're all going to be super chill. First point, I adore that. I think that's so cool because, like, normally in these tropey sort of gaming or fantasy football or whatever it may be, like, situations, you typically just see, like, the partner comes in and the partner's like, oh, I don't like that you do this. I want you to do something else, or like, I don't want you to waste time with your friends. Immediately, Cassandra's like, I think it's rad that you're rolling dice with your friends and you have this game and this is like your group of people, because your table is your people. Like my people that I have rolled dice with for ages and ages and ages, whether it's my monthly game that I'm currently playing now, I love all of them dearly. Whether it's my, long running weekly game that we haven't played in like a year because life isn't, unhinged and the world is on fire. But that party I've been playing with since like 2014, right? So like a decade of rolling dice with those people. And, things would come up. I mean, things always come up. I've got comic book deadlines. Our show got picked up for another season. We've got to get in the writer's room and do a bunch of stuff. I've got to go random things. Like, life just happens, right? Life happens at the table. But for me, like, that core group of gamers, those are my people. Like, that's my core. So for a story, comic form, I love comics as it is, but like for a story, to understand that, like, that's your group, that's your friend group, and be able to execute it without it feeling unauthentic or feeling like everybody's trying to be the main character, everybody's trying to be a rock star. It's just a group of people playing a tabletop role-playing game. It's amazingly done. And again, as somebody who spent thousands of hours behind the screen, thousands of hours at the gaming table, like, my life has been pretty much just gaming and the day-to-day stuff. So that's huge. It's like monumentally well done, right? Jasmine kills it on this. Dozer's art is fantastic. Like, the way they're able to sort of emulate both what happens at the table and as players, and then in game as characters, and it works really well together. Beautifully rendered, beautifully done. It's just a gorgeous book. But anyways, I digress. I do that a lot. So Cassandra is going to be joining this group of players. It's already in progress in this campaign. That's already in progress. And Lana is, she's upset because she thinks that Cassandra's sort of inexperience is going to somehow disrupt the game or cause problems or whatever. And there's sort of this comedy of errors that begins to happen where, like, Cassandra is sort of trying to find her place as a player character. So in game, right, her place with the party and in this sort of make-believe world, how she fits in and interacts with other people. And then also how she fits in with this friend group who's been together for so long, right? Jay and Cassandra are in a relationship. They work really well together. How is Cassandra going to vibe with these other people who are friends with Jay? Super cool. Like, it's such a cool story to me. It makes me really happy because it's like, this is rad. This is actually a thing that happens. It's not, I mean, I love fantasy stuff. I got dragons everywhere, right? And we sit around and play make-believe with my friends. Like, fantasy stuff is rad. But there's something that's so authentically real about this story. And if you play tabletop role-playing games, I think there's something that you could really appreciate about the last session, because it's such an honest take on the experience. Like, what is it to be a new player coming into a game that's already been established, coming into a game you maybe don't understand all the rules for? Like, what is that like? What does that look like? And then also, like, what is it to be the friend group, right? Who is now trying to figure out this new person. Are they going to be crazy, Cenobedic cutting, mad elf man? Like, is it going to be that guy? Because, like, that guy makes up rules about his chainsword that he finds. And, it says it has way more charges than it does, even though we're all keeping track. Like, that guy's a problem. But, are they going to be rad? Are they going to come in and play, like, everybody's best friend Bosley? Like, are they going to play that dude who everybody loves, and he's, he's the son of the local mafioso guy, and, like, he's actually there to help out the party and, like, kind of be their financier and also their sort of emotional rock. Like, who's it going to be? Like, are you going to get the fun time guy, or are you going to get, like, cut lord. Like, so that happens, right? I've seen that happen at countless tables with countless parties. Like when you bring somebody in new, there is that weird kind of testing of ideology and boundaries, and like, how is this person going to gel? And like the last session really tells that story in a charming way. It's beautiful. I mean, I cried a couple of times reading it because it feels so honest. And as somebody who I love gaming. Like, I love it, man. Like, I love it in a way that, like, for me, it's an equalizer, right? Like, I can't go kick a ball or, like, hike a mountain or something. They don't make stuff for me to be able to do that, like, easily and not make it feel super awkward and like I'm indebted to a bajillion tech billionaires or something. But, like, at the table, like, we're all just beholden to, like, the theater of the mind and the dice and, like, your friends, and, like, that's where you hang out and you can have these random off-the-wall conversations where you find a shower curtain after, like, an hour and a half because you're all in, like, different states and sometimes countries on a virtual tabletop, like, hunting for random things for your friend's apartment, because your gaming group is, like, your group of people. In the last session, it's going to pop up here, I'm sure, because I'm going to edit it in to do that, right? Neat. So the last session, it really captures the authenticity of being a group of players who are there to, like, be emotionally invested in each other and want to see this story come to completion. And it's very sweet and it's very fun and the art is amazing and the story works. And it works in a way that doesn't feel tropey, and it works in a way that doesn't feel exploitive or, like, bigger than life, right? It's very just down to earth. It's very slice of life, and I cannot suggest that enough that you should read it if you are a fan of tabletop role playing. If you're interested in getting into gaming, you can get it in trade paperback form from Maverick, and it's phenomenal. There's a volume 2 that's coming out. Slightly different story. I think I'll probably talk about that a little later, but also brilliantly done. But volume 1 of the last session, peak storytelling, peak tabletop commentary, peak authentic tabletop commentary, and it makes me really happy. And I think it'll make you happy too. Like, if you dig gaming, if you're, like, really, really into role-playing and sort of the hobby and storytelling and just getting together with your friends, right? And having a good time and playing make-em-ups, right? As my boy says, make-em-ups. We're going to play make-em-ups. Like, if you're into that, this is a book that I think is profoundly inspiring and full of joy. It's authentic and it's fun, and I really think you should give it a go. So yeah, there you go. You should check out the last session. Yeah. Until next time. Bye. Like, it was a problem. It was a problem. Unkillable God Killer, man. Nobody wants to play with that guy. I don't want to play with that guy. Nobody wants to play with that guy.